Hello and welcome to Conversational Nerd. I'm Cliff.
And I'm Doug.
And today is going to be a little crossover podcast. It's going to be a Real Friends Convo Nerd Chock-a-Block Rock-a-Knock. Rock-a-knock? Is rock-a-knock a word?
I mean, you can make up words. That's all that English is. It's all made up words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg's been doing it for years. So today, since I do have my film friend here, we are going to be discussing the best and possibly the worst films of 2014.
Woo! I've seen a lot.
That's the weeniest woo I've heard in a long time. Woo! It's like a flea on the back of a dog, like, I survived. Woo!
After the delousing or whatever.
Yes, exactly. He's looking around. He found the dog library. He's like, I finally have time to read now. I finally have time. And he looks down. He breaks his little flea glasses. Like, no, I had time.
There was time.
There was time. We got to get Flea Burgess Meredith, but yeah, you know.
Well, okay, so we got all our flea jokes out of the way, but...
Yeah, we got our Twilight Zone jokes out of the way.
Yeah, but at the same time, have you seen the episode of South Park with the lice?
I have not seen the South Park episode with
Are you serious?
Well, you know, you're over for a while. We're going to do stuff.
It's good.
Yeah, we'll see it.
It's real good.
But we're not talking about TV.
No, we're not.
We're talking about movies. And we're going to start with January. Of January, there was a few major send-outs that you saw. I know that Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, or Terror in East LA.
You know what? People called Paranormal Activity the marked ones basically like Mexican Paranormal Activity. So it was high.
El Diablo.
It was very heavy and like, oh no, Chancho, don't go in there.
Well, but there's big spookiness to the whole Catholic culture too.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly really good. Like,
well, that's good. So, Doug has broken a cardinal rule of podcasting.
we have a phone that is hot.
Yeah.
It is a friend.
It's gonna drop it like it's hot.
But yeah, I'm gonna drop it like it's hot. Sorry, Brian.
Okay. When he listens to this, he will know that he caused problems.
I'm sorry, Brian.
Editing. Who does editing?
All right.
Okay. We also had the breakout hit for Mr. Kevin. What's his face?
Chris Pine?
No.
Oh.
Ride Along.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not racist. I just remember names poorly. It's not because he's black. It's because I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
And apparently that with Ice T or Cube.
Ice Cube. That's the guy.
I love
from,
that there's two different ice
yeah.
prefix rappers that we got to
I'm so
deal
hard
with.
you can drop a teabag in me.
You're gonna get murdered, you know.
That's fine. Ice Cube will protect me. He's a family man now.
Yeah, just to. Our apologies to Ice T, who of course listens to our podcast.
Listen, Ice T.
We haven't used this joke in so many. It feels like years now because I haven't podcasted in a while.
Yeah,
the other guys have been kind of.
Please don't kill us.
Yeah, just don't. Our apologies to Ice T. And then Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit, or
that was a pleasant movie.
That was a pleasant movie.
Tom Clancy would have been proud if he was alive to see it.
I think he might still be. I'm gonna Google that.
Tom Clancy died in 2013.
Never mind. I remember that. I remember that.
And it was right after the script was released, and then post-production had finished a month later.
Well, this is also Jack Ryan post Harrison Ford going "Give Me Back My Family."
Yeah. Yeah. It was great for Chris Pine because he was like, listen, I'm more than just a pretty boy. And then in this movie, he was a pretty boy, and it was like, oh, good job.
So for Chris Pine, Kirk or Jack Ryan?
Jack Ryan.
So you like him better as Jack Ryan than Captain Kirk?
I gotta say, the thing is he also gets to be with my favorite woman on earth, Keira Knightley.
Ooh.
So, I mean,
that's a thing. Okay, and then we have the movie that brought Zac Efron back into the limelight with his cocaine addiction. That Awkward Moment.
You know what? That movie had Imogen Poots in it.
I love her name.
Fun fact: her full name is Imogen Gay Poots. Look that up. I swear.
I love her name. I love her name mainly for the fact that in grade school, no one can make fun of her because it's just like what is your name? Imogen Poots. It's like, well, we're done. We can't do anything with this. Go away, normal girl.
She's British, and apparently where she was raised. Also, man, do I sound like a stalker? So where she was raised.
Wikipedia enthusiast Doug here.
Yeah, she apparently like endured a lot of teasing, not for gay and not for Poots, but for Emogene, because Emogene is a boy's name apparently.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've never heard of Imogene
I know.
as a boy, but okay.
Fun facts.
Okay, and then starting off in February, everything was awesome. Everything was cool if you're part of a team. The Lego Movie.
What do you think of the Lego Movie?
I really enjoyed the Lego Movie.
Yeah?
Because it had a heart, but it also had the whole, whatchamacallit, the British sensibility, because it was written by two British people.
Brits, yeah.
Where the jokes are there, but they're not slapping you in the face.
Yeah,
Like the
subtle
whole,
comedy.
like, where's my pants? Like, there's no actual joke to where's my pants besides the fact that the TV show is so absurd.
Yeah.
Like, you know, honey, where's my pants? Audience reaction, yes.
If you had to, just curious, because I actually have a negative opinion. Of
You have a negative opinion of the Lego
well, like
Movie.
compared to others, what would you rank it out of like 10?
Well, you know, considering it's the only Lego movie where the Lego characters have ever, like, talked, like, it started the whole trend of Legos talking. Because before, whenever you had, like, a Lego game or Lego whatever, they just kind of made grunts because they're supposed to be international. So the Lego movie made them, you know, speak English because, you know, the Danish speak English. But I thought it was good. Well, mainly because it had so many little pop culture references and had in-jokes and had, you know, the whole Batman thing was hilarious. And the heartwarming thing at the end with Will Ferrell was heartwarming.
Yeah,
You know.
I will give it that. That was actually a very
Exactly.
pleasant part.
And it's the second Will Ferrell movie I can see with my dad. The first one was Elf,
I love it.
because Elf is just the most
Perfect.
innocent, perfect movie. And it gives us, of course, the new girl.
Zoe Deschanel.
Yes, and as a blonde.
I was gonna say as
That's,
a
you
blonde.
know,
Wow.
It is what it is. And of course, you got Bob Newhart in that movie. You got all the great cast of characters. Like, but I would like to hear your negative on the Lego Movie.
Oh well, this is the problem. I don't have any kind of negative that factors in other than personal opinion. I
Okay,
just
well, let me
don't-
see. What is your personal opinion? Did you feel it
Recently-
was too cutesy? Did you think it was too?
I think recently I've discovered that I have a, I guess, I don't know what it is. It's like I watch kid movies and I usually enjoy them, but ever since I hit about 19, 20, I started to like enjoy them less and less. And I feel like I want to like go to a movie and experience some sort of like intellectual, like, you know, like peak. And when I'm watching certain movies, like kid movies where it's like the plot is not necessarily simple, but just easier
Doug's
to figure
getting
out.
the dark side.
I know, yeah. Like I remember watching the Lego Movie. I was like, I don't really care how you do this. Just get it done. Like,
Okay, well, as someone who is a few years your senior,
yeah,
I completely understand with that. There was a while where, like, the only movies I really watched were dark, depressing. Like, I watched Bronson 3 times. All that kind of, yeah, no, it's, you know.
yeah.
For those of you who aren't movie nerds, Bronson is a British film about a inmate in the British correctional system who's the most violent inmate.
Yes.
Played to perfection by Tom Hardy.
Yes.
Yes.
The only movie that mirrors that is the Michael Fassbender movie about the IRA, where I believe at one point he literally smears his feces on the wall and in protest. And
You'll never take my freedom. Oh, wrong country. Sorry. I just offended every Irishman in the world.
they were almost independent. But yeah.
Yeah, and then the Queen smacked him back. No, no, no. You want to stay with us?
Play nice, children.
Okay, and then the next movie that you saw that I actually have yet to see, The Monuments Men. See,
that movie was a letdown.
That was Ocean's 13, but in World War II, because
Yeah.
it had most of the major players of the Ocean's
It was
movies.
weird. It was a weird movie, man. You watch it and you expect so much more, and I guess the overall tone was downplayed. It was like...
Was it a Wes Anderson movie, or was it a...
I don't remember who the director was. I just remember that when you're watching it, from the trailer, you get the sense of like deep, dark, like
Plus
sorrow.
It's Bill Murray, it's got John Goodman, it's got like an amazing cast of
Yeah,
characters.
very good cast. And that's the problem, is they don't utilize the cast well enough. It just kind of goes from like each scene with them you feel like should be more.
So
but it isn't.
we get more Clooney and Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt Damon. You know what? Clooney talked too much. That's what it was.
Well, Clooney does like to expound, and that's not always a good thing.
He does those classic scenes with George Clooney where he goes, like, listen, we gotta save the art. Okay, hold on, let me tell you for 5 minutes why we gotta save the art. Okay.
This art needs to be saved.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't care. We already know
Welcome
why.
to NPR's Art Savers.
Yeah.
I'm George Clooney.
And then there was this weird love interest. The girl, I can't remember her name, but the girl was fantastic.
Love interest.
Yes.
Okay, that did not look like a movie that needed a love interest.
No, and that's the thing. Matt
Okay.
Damon's character falls in love with Shoshana's character, I think,
we
from Inglourious Basterds.
Okay, but we don't need extraness.
No, of course.
We
That's
just
what I'm
need-
saying. That's why the movie had it had a lot of the substance there that you needed, but they didn't use it.
So it was a big loblolly mess. It was a Tarantino movie if he was on coke.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then we got to throw this in, and this
Yeah.
is just so great. Yeah.
Calm it down.
Okay.
Oh,
And then
your
we-
favorite movie.
Okay, no, my favorite movie is the original of this movie.
Okay, good.
I like to call this Cop Robot so that I don't mistake the two.
Yes.
RoboCop was a masterpiece by Paul Verhoeven that perfectly satired 1980s excess and the downfall of Detroit. Cop Robot is a sci-fi film where a dude turns into Mega Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Citizen.
exactly. Well, and in the first movie, it made sense why he was, just being, like citizen and all that kind of stuff. Because he had essentially lost what made him human.
Yeah,
And
he
had to-
lost that.
And
yeah.
he had defined it. This one,
He has
they
everything
said
there.
he had all the humanity there. It's just they killed his dopamine level. I mean, I understand you're trying to make it new for an audience and blah blah blah, blah, but you don't need that.
Well, that's like the classic thing where movies such as Star Wars tried to put science to the fantasy, and you sit there and you're like, no.
Midi-chlorians.
Yeah, the reason why this worked was because it was capturing some sort of mythical non-reality that we enjoy.
Sometimes the audience doesn't want to be talked to. Sometimes the audience just wants to believe.
Exactly.
I'm Alec Guinness.
And you're not going to be back for any more Star Wars.
No, I hate Star Wars. Worst film I ever did. They killed me off the first one because I didn't want to come back.
Best choice ever.
Yeah, of course. And then we have, so RoboCop, or Cop Robot, I think it's a good action movie. It's not a good RoboCop movie.
Agreed.
Okay.
100%. Did
Like,
not think it was a good RoboCop movie.
Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace were good action movies.
Not good.
Not particularly good Bond movies. Skyfall, great Bond movie.
Great Bond movie.
Which makes me excited about Spectre, but we're going to talk about that later.
Which makes me sad about M. But go on.
Okay. So next one is Big Volcano That Kills Everybody.
Oh my good. Okay, so funny story here.
John
for you
Stone
guys.
owns nothing.
Yeah, so Kit Harington's kind of debut role in a movie other than Silent Hill, Pompeii, and he says all of 4 words, no joke. And the best part is, we're in the theater. We're at the Rancho 16, located in
Rancho Mirage, California.
Yes, and
Come for the service, stay for the popcorn.
come for the service that is lacking apparently at this point. Where
The service is not lacking.
so three
It's
quarters
good
of the
service.
movie through, right at the climax, the audio cuts.
Oh, well,
And-
that is that's equipment failure.
And so so we're kind of watching this going like, oh, that's fine, that's funny. And then out of nowhere, the group of friends that I had gone with to see it decided, well, if they're not going to provide an audio, we'll provide an audio.
You had a Mystery Science Theater 3000 moment.
And so
Did it make the movie better?
Oh, there was 4 other couples in the movie as well as a elderly couple. And the elderly couple looked back the moment that we started, and we thought they were going to be angry. But instead it was smiles. And basically it was
Oh
the
no,
climax.
the lava is coming.
The volcano is exploding and Kit Harington must save the love interest, and we're just sitting there going like, whoa, hurry up, baby. Come on, let's go. There's lava coming. and she's trying to be like, no, we have to go back and say, and he's like, no, we're leaving. So we're voicing it over going, like, no, babe, come in. We got weed at home. Stupid stuff.
If only I hadn't invested in real estate this close to a mountain.
The worst part is that movie would not have been memorable had that happened.
That would have just
had it
been
not
a
happened,
complete
So-
waste of time.
Yeah,
with that.
Pompeii, not worth your time.
Okay. And then we have Nonstop, which remind me, what is Nonstop?
Nonstop is the Liam Neeson's Julianne Moore movie where he's like on a plane.
The Liam Neeson's ain't the Julianne Moore's?
Yeah. And,
Oh my gosh.
And people are like, well, who's the air marshal? And you're like, I don't know who the air marshal is. And it's Liam Neeson.
Let me just look around and see. Who would look like an air marshal? Well, we have these normal looking business people, and, well, is he an Irishman?
Yeah.
He's that Irishman over there that looks like he could kill someone with his bare hand. I think he's the air marshal.
The only problem is that the movie caters too much to like 9/11 feels. 'Cause
Ah.
it shows a Muslim in the back, and they're like, no, don't.
It's
don't.
obviously the Muslim.
Yeah, like they do that classic like stereotyping, and you're like, come on.
Okay, well then we have March, where we have a great movie and possibly a disappointment, which is 300: Rise of an Empire.
Personally, saw it as a huge success.
Huge success. You thought it added to...
Very entertaining, and it was honestly better if it was a standalone movie that wasn't 300 the sequel.
Okay.
It's still good as 300 the sequel, though.
Well, that's
Very
good.
well
I'm
done.
glad we have that because when I saw the first 300, I had the worst date known to man. I took a date to go see 300.
Do
She
tell.
looked at the screen,
Yeah.
she looked at me, and she had a little tear. Because I am not built like a
Yes.
Grecian urn.
Spray on abs.
Kind of like an urn, but yeah. Okay. And then, again, one of the best movies of last year, I believe, The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Grand
which
Budapest
is
Hotel is definitely the
Wes
best.
Anderson's love story to every screwball comedy you've ever seen from the 30s and 40s.
It was phenomenal, and the cast.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
you have Ray Fiennes.
It has layers of like the timeline, and it's like
Well, yeah, it's and then I believe the aspect ratios are what showed the differences between the
Mhm.
layers.
yeah, and like you can even tell through the cinematography of like the most.
It's the most Wes Anderson setup too. It's a story about a girl reading a book that tells a story about a guy who's being told a story at a place about a story that happened years ago.
Yep. It is fan.
We have movieception.
Yeah,
It's a dream inside a dream inside a dream.
I enjoyed it.
Yes. Okay. And can't say enough about Grand Budapest, but if you do see it, do be forewarned. It is rated R.
Oh,
So
Yes.
there are some parts that may make you squishy.
it's hilarious.
It's hilarious, but at
But-
the same time, don't go see it with your dad. Unless you got a cool dad, I don't know. Or, a dad who doesn't care for your well-being.
If your dad is close to dying, take him.
But don't murder him, because then you might have to break out of a prison with Harvey Keitel. Dude's like 90 and he's ripped in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, it's ridiculous. Okay. And then we have Need for Speed, which is where Aaron Paul drove to at the end of Breaking Bad.
Imogen Gay Poots was in it. And Imogen Gay Poots watch. She's amazing in that movie too. She's hot.
Yeah, but I think it's just hilarious that like immediately after Breaking Bad, like the end of him in Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
Aaron Paul is driving away, and it's like he drives into this movie.
Yeah. And like the plot is horrendous for.
And he still goes to jail.
Yeah.
It's-
And like the scenes that are like supposed to be dramatic are just more comical. Like the cars are tumbling and flipping, and you're like, "This is Transformers, right?" And it's like,
Yeah,
no,
well,
no.
Well, but that did make a very memorable episode of Top Gear when they had him on.
Oh yes.
That was really good.
Yes, he did good.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have all the superhero president's men. Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
The best intrigue and espionage of, I think, any movie, which plants the seeds for what we now know to be Civil War.
I am really excited because I got to be honest, Captain America was my least favorite Marvel movie made, and also Captain America was my least favorite character.
Well,
And Winter Soldier was
Did you
amazing.
read much of Captain
No,
America?
that's what I say. Is I didn't read.
Because if you read Captain America,
Yeah.
this is Captain America at his comic book best.
This is amazing.
Because it's not all about patriotism with Captain America. Captain America is about freedom and rights for everyone.
Right on.
And he stopped working for the government for a long time in the comics. So yeah, I can see him being a free agent fighting Tony Stark, who is going to, of course, run SHIELD. Spoilers.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm learning.
If you read Civil War for that, actually Maria Hill was head of SHIELD for a while, and then Tony took over and made everything Stark Tech.
I think
And it
that
was,
they're
yeah.
trying to retcon it, like with Coulson. So
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be able to do Secret Invasion, which comes right after Civil War, because they have not set up the Skrulls at all. And also, the Skrulls are part of the Fantastic Four, which are owned by 20th Century Fox.
Fantastic Four is getting a new movie, so I
to
don't
keep
know.
copyright away
Yeah.
from Marvel.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Is
Yeah.
they're trying to rehash.
Also, You got Chris Evans meeting Chris Evans.
Yeah.
It's like Johnny Storm meets, Steve
Captain
Rogers.
America.
It's like, you look good. You do too. Split screen. Can you hand me that? Reach across the panel, pick it up from the other panel. Okay, and then we have Johnny Depp turning into the Terminator.
It was not that good.
Yeah, Transcendence is basically just like, what if Skynet was a dude?
Yep, that's yeah. And he had a love interest.
And then we have A Haunted House, which made fun of the marked ones, I'm sure.
Haunted
With-
House 2, the reason why we saw that was we went to go see The Raid 2, which
You're
The
like-
Raid is the greatest action movie of all time, so we expect big things from The Raid 2. We get there, and the last showing had ended 5 minutes after we got there, so...
So you went and saw A Haunted House 2. With, to his credit, Gabriel Iglesias, one of his first movie roles.
Not bad.
Do you think it was good? Yeah.
Funny thing about that is the movie that we're going to discuss right after, I thought this movie was one of the worst comedies I'd ever seen.
Poseidon Rex?
And then I saw Poseidon Rex. Have you ever seen
What is Poseidon Rex?
Okay, so check this out.
Is this like one of those vampires suck kind of movies?
No,
where parodies?
it is
No, it doesn't.
100% legitimate, and it is a Sci-Fi Channel B horror movie that made it to theaters for a very limited amount of time.
So
And
is it
is terrible.
Dog Shark or what is?
The premise is it's a literal T-Rex that evolved to become amphibious.
Look out, Jaws! Here comes Poseidon Rex.
There's a scene where a great white shark goes to attack someone, and Poseidon Rex eats the great white shark, and you're
Okay.
like, why?
Well, I am going to find 70s music to put under this, and we're going to do our own little bed for Poseidon Rex. Who's the dinosaur? Who's got your number?
Rex.
Poseidon Rex.
Who is the man who's a Poseidon dinosaur?
Poseidon Rex.
Rex.
Coming soon to theaters. This film was not yet rated.
Rated R. Don't show your children.
Okay, maybe it is rated. I don't know.
There's a lot of boobies.
Okay, well, it's a sci-fi movie, so
Yeah.
not science fiction, but Sci-Fi Channel.
Hey, Amelia Clark got her start in a sci-fi movie, so.
Well, and then we have the most disappointing Spider-Man of all, Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I forgot that even came out.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man 2 squared.
Yeah.
Because we've already had a Spider-Man 2, which was the best of the Spider-Mans.
I will agree.
And now this Spider-Man 2 is the Amazing Spider-Man 2. And it's not that amazing. Or 2.
It's not.
Yeah, it was a large letdown that it was supposed to start up a Sinister Six series of movies.
The worst
I
part
don't
is
think
that
that's going to go through now.
the worst part is the way that they advertise, because the trailer for Spider-Man 2.
Paul
is-
Giamatti as the Rhino.
Yeah, they literally.
You
and-
loved him in American Splendor. You loved him in Sideways. Now he's the Rhino.
Oh, by the way, you want to see the end of the movie? Watch the trailer.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, it's cool.
Last 5 seconds.
Yes. And we have one that I actually thought was pretty good. I saw this one, strangely enough. Again, it is Zac Efron, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, Neighbors.
Neighbors was hilarious.
Then, of course, I saw it at a gate in the middle of the night, so
Oh, you
probably just punchy.
did? Yeah, no, it was.
But-
it was good.
I will say I have a proclivity towards Seth Rogen. I enjoy the stuff he does. I think he does hilarious work.
I don't think he's a one-trick pony. I think
He's
he
not a
does have
one-trick
talent.
pony.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think he's good.
Well, just take a look at this at the end.
Yes.
Okay, and then we have John Favreau being John Food Truckero and Chef.
Surprisingly satisfying for a movie that you would think would be otherwise boring. It's basically about a journey.
I really want there to be some kind of blooper.
Yeah.
Bloopy. I just made a blooper of blooper. So make a blooper where it's John Favreau and like somebody like grabbed a taco off his truck. It's like, it's okay. It's like, you know who I am? I directed Iron Man. You're going to enjoy that taco.
Do you want to see what makes me so smiley?
Okay. The best movie ever to see in an IMAX, Godzilla.
Although Jurassic Park 3D was pretty good.
Well, Jurassic Park 3D was good, but it wasn't IMAX. Well, Jurassic World's going to be an IMAX.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Godzilla.
Yes, Godzilla. Godzilla, we have Bryan Cranston for 10 seconds. He dies. And then the rest of the movie, we watch Kick-Ass be sad.
Just to give you some weird background about Godzilla, Elizabeth Olsen, his wife,
Yes.
Brody's wife.
Oh, when we reviewed Godzilla on Conversational Nerd, we did a whole podcast about Godzilla.
Oh, good.
And we gave it,
I didn't see it.
we gave it 5, it was 8 underdeveloped moms out of 10.
That's what I was just
Because
about to say.
There was no character development. We don't even know his mom's name. She just dies in the beginning.
No.
And then, like, his wife, is she a nurse? Is she a doctor?
Exactly.
Like, what is, you know?
No one can peg what Elizabeth Olsen is, and some were saying that she's supposed to be like.
But no one
his wife,
cared. We
but-
had giant dinosaur-like things fighting. That was fun.
His mom dies, and it's like, oh, your
Yeah.
mom's dead. But the only person broken up
Who
by
was
it is
that?
Bryan Cranston. Yeah,
Yes,
like no one
well-
else really seems to care.
Well, you know, everyone else is worried about that gigantic disaster that killed a ton of people.
You know what? The only thing that irked me about Godzilla, as great of a movies it was them calling the Mutos Mutos, and I
Yes.
was like, you know what? That's fine. You can call them Muto, but don't go back and forth. Like
Yeah.
some people are like Muto.
Well, we have Ken Watanabe, or Ken Wasabi Peanuts, who is also going to be in Jurassic World,
Yes.
which we're all excited about.
People thought he was really good, but they made fun of his line where he goes, Gojira. And
Well,
I'm like,
you
why
know,
is that funny? Like,
that is originally what it was called. And in
Yeah.
fact, if you watch the Criterion version of Gojira, it is way better than the actual Godzilla they put out.
They
Less
just-
Raymond Burr, but more, you know.
they re-released
Intrigued.
the new 1964 cut of Godzilla this year. I didn't get to see it, but I heard it was really good.
And then we have X-Men Days of Future Past Turn Off the Dark. Or X-Men, the sequel. I didn't get to see that one. I saw First Class, and I really enjoyed First Class. But I did not get to see the Patrick Stewart Days of Future Past.
You'll enjoy it. It's not bad.
It's really not that bad. As you can hear, a kitchen is being made in the background. No, we're fine.
Oh, well, yeah, we're good.
We're hearing good things.
You are now listening to the sweet melodies of Kitchen.
Hello, dinner, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again because the garlic slowly seasoning went inside and I was sneezing.
What are we having? Spaghetti and meatballs?
No, spaghetti and meat sauce. Oh. Yes. Balls are nice, but when it's spread across the entire spaghetti, I think it's more pleasurable.
My tummy is rumbling from hunger, so I'm happy.
Well, yeah, and she's making homemade garlic bread right now too.
So anyway, back to the podcast.
You're the flea again.
I'm
Just,
happy,
you know.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Go
It was
see
good.
it. Yeah,
Good, go
I
see
have,
it.
I have not much to say other than that. I'm not super.
You don't
into
wanna give
Marvel,
away
but I
stuff?
like it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's one of those you have to really watch it.
Okay, and then we have Male 50 Cent.
Male 50 Cent was okay. Angelina's Jola's after she.
Oh, you mean Angelina Jolie?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a good movie. It was like, oh, this is gonna be crappy because
So
Disney's trying to go dark.
It's Wicked.
Yeah.
It's Wicked, but with Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, no musical, so it was like, what are you gonna do? And it was actually very good, and the effects were amazing.
Well, that's good. I'm glad
Yeah.
because sometimes when they do CG heavy, they don't look as good.
No, this one
Okay.
I gotta say I was shocked. That could be a contender, Rock.
Yeah. Well, we do now we have what's his face, McFarlane's movie.
Yep.
A Million Days to Die in the Fest.
I watched that 2 times.
2 times.
I watched that
10
2
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Charlize Theron.
And it
I
and
love her.
another Liam Neeson's vehicle. And,
Yeah, and it was not that great.
It was not that great?
It was just satisfying.
Okay, well,
you didn't see it?
I've not seen a bunch of this stuff. I do Graveyard. We don't really
Yeah.
have time to go out and
I
do stuff
understand.
much.
He
It-
don't
so,
get out of his box very often.
yeah. My wife just said I don't get out of my box very often.
Yeah, it was.
And
it was
you
not
know,
worth getting out of your box.
I put the lotion on my skin, or else I get the hose again. Okay. Okay. So, Million Ways to Die in the West. Would that be a see it if you have time, or just kinda
It's
like
if you're with your significant other and you're staying in for the night and you feel like renting a movie from Redbox and you're like, oh look, A Million Ways to Die in the
or
West.
if it just happens to show up on Netflix.
yeah, and you're like, oh honey, do you think this could be good? Watch it and like be like, oh that was okay.
Okay, so that's a long Family Guy.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour Family
Yeah,
Guy.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, next we have Edge of Tomorrow, which was retitled as Live, Die, Repeat, which will then be retitled again as World War II or Electric Boogaloo. And yeah, so basically the plot of Groundhog Day. So this was actually a graphic novel called All You Need Is Kill. And that was really well done.
I thought this movie was really well done.
So I have not seen it, but
You haven't seen this?
I have not seen it.
I would say this was that movie that comes out and you're like, oh, this isn't
Hit it
gonna
on
be that good.
Redbox.
No,
Definitely hit it
no.
on Redbox,
No,
or-
no, not even get it on. Get this movie and like watch it at home on like an HD system. Like,
Okay, so like do the Xbox video thing.
yeah, it was
Okay.
worth it. It was
Okay.
a fantastic action movie. You did
Well,
not
because
expect it to be as
I'm
good.
not a big fan of
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise, yeah.
He
I'm
did
not a
great.
big-
It was great.
And then this was also Emily Blunt.
she
being Lady
was
Spartan.
surprising. No, she was. They didn't overplay her character like in the trailer. She was
Yeah.
much better. She was more realistic.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
And then we have the movie that makes fun of every sequel in the world, 22 Jump Street.
Did you hear that 23 Jump Street got a green light?
And I hear the 23 Jump Street might be messing with Men in Black as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
22
See-
Jump Street.
The whole 22 Jump Street movie series, I can see it being that ridiculous where we really, like, we can have Men in Black be a thing.
I love it, and I think that it's one of those go-to comedies that you're like, oh, I'm with my friends, I'm gonna laugh.
Okay.
But I don't see it meshing well with Men in Black personally. Like I see it as like they're just gonna reach too far.
Well,
and it's
it would
gonna end
be
up
it would be
being
a
terrible.
parody of Men in Black more than anything.
Yeah.
In which, again, it's a comedy to begin with, but still. you
Yeah,
know.
I feel like you can't have such a lucrative premise and then
Ludicrous.
ludicrous. Why did I say lucrative?
He's saying ludicrous. The ludicrous.
Yo, don't call me ludicrous.
Yes.
Have you seen that Robot Chicken where it's like, my name is Ludacris?
yes.
Don't be ridiculous.
Yes. What is it? How to Train Your Dragon 2, where we have a. My wife says thumbs up. I have not seen it. What have you think?
I would say How to Train Your Dragon 1 was better personally.
Okay,
but I think
well.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 was good.
I'm just waiting for out from my wife. No, do you agree that How to Train Your Dragon 1 was better?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the
Because you
worst
never
part is-
know when she dislikes something you say, she's just out.
Yeah.
So-
Super spoilers. Mute this for the next 10 seconds if you don't want to hear super spoilers. 3, 2. It came out on Father's Day and his dad dies. What kind
Wow.
of crap is that?
I actually had a similar experience, like not the whole Father's Day thing. Like my grandfather had just recently passed away, and I went and saw Inception.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about the movie Inception, it deals with someone like passing on stuff to a dying boy and all that. It's like, yeah. After that, I just drove directly to where my wife was working, and it's like, I need a hug. It was like, well, after I got over the rage of the end of that movie, it's like, oh come on! Like the entire theater went, oh come on!
Yeah.
So yeah. So How to Train Your Dragon 2 has one of the best little in jokes, I think, because I've actually seen this. I haven't seen the movie, but I saw the in joke. The guy, Kit Harington, is doing a voice, and what is it? The Ygritte girl says, "You know nothing."
Oh,
and he
yeah.
says, "Why do people keep telling me that?"
Yeah.
See, yeah.
The whole theater, when we were watching that, I remember that exact moment, the whole theater exploded. And, like, the next 10 lines
Were
were not heard.
inaudible.
You were just
Okay.
like, ah!
Yeah, well, sometimes in jokes are good. And now we have Clint Eastwood's musical,
Woo!
Jersey Boys.
I love this movie, and all of my friends who went to go see it
Are
not
you
as
a fan
passionate.
of? Is it the Four Tops? or is it-
The Four Seasons.
Four
Frankie
Seasons.
Valli and the Four. I love this movie. It was. I would say if I was like ranking movies, this would be like in my top 5 of the year, if not top 3. I loved it.
Okay, so next movie we have is I think we got a Transformer.
Whoa! Hey, watch out, little robot! Calm down. I hated Mark Wahlberg. Transformers 4.
Megatron comes up. It's like, I hear you have a big human appendage. Can I see it?
Boogie Nights was good. I think Transformers 4 was the worst movie of the year, hands down. I don't think anybody can argue differently. But
The Age of
personally-
Extinction.
Oh god. Extinction for Mark Wahlberg's career, Michael Bay's career,
Well,
everyone's
they're
career.
gonna have another one
I know.
It's gonna
'Cause
happen.
money. It made so much.
because there's enough little kids who are like, I want to see robots fight, and there's enough parents who are like, I want them to shut up for 2 hours.
I actually think this movie might be one of the highest grossing movies of the entire year. I'm not
no,
joking.
Guardians of the Galaxy beat it.
It is?
Yes.
It beat it? Okay, good. At least a good movie beat it. 'Cause I know
Okay,
it's in the
and
billions. of
Now
revenue.
we have an indie movie with Captain America
Chris Evans
called Snowpiercer.
and John Hamm, I believe.
John Hamm is in it.
It-
Did he wear underpants?
yes.
Okay.
Snowpiercer, did you get to see it?
I did not get to see it.
That's understandable. This was very limited. So.
Yes, it was not. It was not a wide release.
It did a really good job. If there was any movie that like we spoke of today that I would be like, you have to see it. This would be the one where I'm like, dude, go out of your way to find Snowpiercer.
Okay, how about let's see, Purge Anarchy. We're going into July now. I saw the original Purge. I thought it was good for what it was because they had a low budget. They did one location. They did, camera tricks, all that stuff to make
I
it
do
look
have to
good.
agree with that. Yeah.
Is it better with a bigger budget?
Did this have a bigger budget than?
It did have a bigger budget. In fact, because of the first one, they got a bigger budget.
I would have to say after seeing The Purge, which I wasn't all too impressed with after hearing the hype because I saw it much later.
The Purge, what everyone's complaint that I heard was, well, they don't show enough of the Purge going on.
Okay.
Like,
Then yes, I would say I watched The Purge 1 week before going to see Purge 2. So I had it fresh in my mind. And comparing the two, The Purge Anarchy was fantastic.
Okay, so you thought...
Number 2, correct?
Yeah, the second
Yeah.
one.
Oh, sure.
So,
Was that Ethan Hawke?
yes,
He
Ethan
did
Hawke was
pretty
in the
dang
first
good.
one. Yeah.
I
and,
loved it.
What is it? Lena Headey, who is, what's her face?
Cersei?
Yeah, Cersei on Game of Thrones. Like, she actually kind of channeled her Sarah Connor there,
Yeah.
which is weird coincidence. She played Sarah Connor in the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah.
She's on a show with Emilia Clarke,
Yeah.
who is going to be playing Sarah Connor in Terminator Genesis. And I am cautiously optimistic about Terminator Genesis. I will say that right now.
Okay.
You
Cautiously optimistic is the best kind of optimistic.
yes, because it might be good. It might just be a fun action movie.
Yeah.
Okay. August, the month of my birthday, upon
good
which
month.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think August was the best year or month of the year for movies.
Yes. No, it's this year at least it was.
I just mean for like movies coming out.
Not always.
There was a
I-
lot.
Marvel has started turning it into March.
Yeah, which I love.
Yes. Yeah, well, Marvel is just kind of doing their own thing at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially with, like, they unveiled Phase 3 and all that.
Well, when you see that you have a movie that you can count on until 2020, I mean, good gosh.
Well, and you also have Stephen Strange is going to be Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, they.
That's been confirmed. My wife's having an orgasm over that.
Who is Joaquin Phoenix gonna be? Wasn't
He was in the running for Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, and he
but
didn't get. I thought he
no.
got something else though.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know Josh Brolin is going to be
He already is.
Thanos,
yeah.
and it's been confirmed that Infinity Gauntlet's going to be a 2-part movie.
Speaking of, good segue into
Yeah.
our next movie that we saw.
Cavalry. Or Calvary.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, best movie of the year, best movie of the year to you, or
No, best movie's coming up.
okay, good.
I know that
Just
for a
curious.
fact.
I mean, there's not much to say other than that. Like, if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy yet, you're not
Yeah.
paying the right movies.
Okay, my sister is kind of against seeing Guardians of the Galaxy because she's waited so long. She doesn't want to be like, she's like, it kind of makes me cool.
She hasn't seen it yet.
No, well, she also kind of has theater burn on it. So when you work in a movie theater, you
yeah,
have to go check. And she sees like the same thing seen over and over and over again. It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, so Calvary. What was that about?
Cavalry was a black comedy
A black comedy.
made in Ireland.
Oh,
It
that
starred-
kind of black comedy.
Yeah,
So
it-
not another Kevin Hart film.
No. A good black comedy. It starred, I can't remember the guy's name.
Real quick, honey, is there supposed to be smoke trailing off the side of that? Because it was like coming up off the coil there.
Yeah, it does that.
We're having a fire, please send the fire station. We're gonna die.
Okay. Yes. 0118999721549257293.
Three. Let me see. Okay, hold on really quick. Don't
Dear-
move forward. Brendan Gleeson.
It's like, no, I thought you were typing, to whom it may concern, there is a fire.
No,
Sincerely, Raw.
No, yeah, Chris O'Dowd starred. Sorry,
Chris O'Dowd.
Cavalry was
in.
Cavalry had Chris O'Dowd and Brendan Gleeson.
Okay.
And I was gonna say Brendan Gleeson was in
Brendan
something
Gleeson.
else.
Well, I
love.
thought Brendan Gleeson was Joffrey.
No, it's Jack Gleeson.
Oh, never mind. I'm
Wow, that's cool though. That. Anyway, so he was in Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Wow, he was
that's
in good
fine.
movies
Okay.
this year.
Well, this is the first podcast I think we've actually prepared
Yeah, really.
in the
first one
entire
we're like,
run of
"Oh,
my
here, look."
podcast. Yeah, it's like, hey, we should have the internet up. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. He was also in Bruges.
Okay, so
In
let
Bruges
me
was like a huge movie. So
let me guess. Calvary was dealing with the IRA, or
no. Calvary was about a priest. The Calvary.
oh,
Yeah, and
okay. I think I saw the ad for this. I didn't actually see it though.
it was just a black comedy that like
Is
from
it?
beginning to end is like satisfying to watch, but it's a one time because it's depressing, man.
Okay, but it's worth it.
Yes.
Okay, it's
Absolutely. It's one of those artsy movies that you're like, yeah.
Yeah. So next we have Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power.
Ugh. Yeah.
Teenage Mutant
Ugh.
Ninja
Hold on, let me-
Turtles.
let me
Michael
scoff more.
Bay did Ninja Turtles.
Okay, go on.
Dougie choked on Ninja
I
Turtles.
hated it. I don't like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to begin with, though. That's my
You know,
problem.
I grew up on Ninja Turtles. That's why I did not see this movie.
Good.
I did
Never
not want it
see
to be tainted.
Megan Fox made that movie the worst steaming
Megan
pile.
Fox should never have been April O'Neil. If
No.
anything, Scarlett Johansson would be the perfect April O'Neil.
Because she's funny and quirky and cute.
Exactly.
And attractive.
And she can kick butt when need be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And then we have What If. What if I went and saw a movie?
What If was...
Can I get a ticket? What if? What if what?
It was that romantic comedy of the year that you take your girlfriend to go see, and it was so good.
Well, I'm glad.
And it also had this girl in it, and I can't remember her name, but she was adorable. And
Had
also
this
had Harry
girl.
Potter.
You had that was that one.
Yeah,
Okay,
let me look
yeah.
up her name really quick. Keep going to the next movie, though.
We have the one that has made security guards cringe every single time. Let's Be Cops.
Oh.
Because we are all told specifically, do not impersonate a police officer.
Yeah.
You will be arrested for impersonating a police officer. Take off your badge as soon as you're off post, otherwise they will arrest you for impersonating a police officer.
It was pretty good. It was okay.
Well, it had what? Key or Peel in it? Or did it have both of them?
Neither.
Yeah, because he was like a drug dealer. Keegan Michael
Oh,
Key?
Keegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Keegan.
Okay.
He wasn't that big of a part in it, but it was really more like, hey, watch New Girls and now see him in a movie. It was good.
Well, we have one of the... you're saying the most disappointing of the year? Sin City, A Day to Kill For.
In my opinion, this movie is the most disappointing movie of the year because after seeing Sin City, you expect something good.
Yes.
And Sin City
Well-
Name to Kill For is terrible.
All apologies to Frank Miller.
Yes.
You brought us Dark Knight Returns, but you also brought us The Spirit.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm sorry,
No.
but the spirit was not.
yes. No, we... Just go die now.
Although,
I mean, some people like it's the quote from Batman. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the
Yes.
villain, and he's becoming the villain. Okay.
I will say, if you want to see, what's her, Eva Green be very sexy,
Okay.
then go see 300 in this movie, and there you go. Because there's enough of her body to satisfy any man for years. It's ridiculous how much they show.
This is going to be kind of a long podcast, I think, because we're just barely at September.
That's okay. We can
So,
just
yeah.
graze through the next few. Well, these
no,
are the
no,
best
no,
movies,
yeah,
though.
Exactly. Okay, The Drop.
The Drop.
Tell me, I don't know.
Tom Hardy.
Oh,
He works at a
that
bar,
one.
and
See,
it was a phenomenal movie.
I don't remember most of these movies, and then you say like what it is,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, I remember
It
that.
had Numi Rapace, and it was so good.
And wasn't it one of the last ones that Sopranos guy did?
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. But, yes.
Yes, it was one of those last ones. Yeah, James
Yeah.
Gandolfini.
And it was phenomenal.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
so
I will
good.
have to try and see that.
Yeah, the drop is out of like a 10 to 7 out of 10.
Okay, and then let's see. In September, there was Temple Run the movie. Or I know it's based off a book. It's Maze
Yeah.
Runner, but what did you think of Maze Runner?
My friend who had read the book told me, and I respect her opinion, she said the movie was way better than the book, which
Okay.
is very rare.
That is very rare.
Based on what I saw, it's a fun movie to watch. It's better than Ender's Game, gives you an Ender's Game feel
Okay.
because it's kids, but it's good.
Mhm.
It's not great.
We have Taken, the not Taken movie. Walk Among the Tombstones.
Depressing and very hard to get through.
Yes. Where Liam Neeson, instead of saying "Give me back my family," it's "Give me back this other person's family."
Yes, and oh my gosh, dude, when you end that movie, you just have this dread, that sense of like, oh,
So-
what
so
did I
it's
just
like-
see?
It's like if you were like expecting a happy movie when you watch Man Bites Dog.
Yeah. Also, it's very good.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say that to you.
Okay.
It's good.
And then we have Kevin Smith's foray into
Tusk.
Yes.
How did you
I
feel?
really enjoyed Tusk.
You really enjoyed
Yeah,
it?
we actually saw Tusk together. This
Yes,
is one of the
we
few
did.
things we got to see together.
I gotta say,
And just-
personally, it didn't
Okay.
tickle my fancy. I liked it. I
the
just
only
didn't love
the
it.
only point I didn't like was spoilers. Johnny Depp's part.
Oh yeah.
Gila Point, because
Takes you right
he
out of
let
it.
him ramble for too long. You know, if you're a police officer, you have to be kind of short, sweet, to the point. You're trying to get information. You can't be like, and then maybe we'll talk about this now, and I am talking, and this is what is called a slider, and I'm eating too, and that spot on what it was actually in the movie, and I'm so sad about that.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be in the next one.
There's this. Oh, the next
the
ones.
yoga hosers.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have the 2 hours sad fest. Gone Girl.
Okay, so Gone Girl's gonna win some awards.
I know it's going to win some awards, and my wife has seen it. I have not seen it.
What did you think? Did you love it?
I loved
Here-
it.
It gave her some ideas for what she's gonna do.
Get
I
on-
with
actually kind of did.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a terrible movie, dude.
So she-
Don't. Every man should make sure that his woman does not see this movie.
okay.
It is
so,
the worst.
So I should
thing.
maybe see it to see what I'm up for.
Oh yeah, dude, you are gonna die.
Okay. Well,
it's terrible.
I knew this, but you know,
Yeah.
she's always said, you know, she's going to kill me, but if she does, she's going to make sure that I know it was her. So.
Yeah. Spoilers, by the way, but like preface spoilers. The scene when
I don't
she's
wanna-
about to get
I don't
with.
want to see. I don't want to see Ben Affleck's Batmember.
No,
So,
no. The scene where she's about to get with Neil Patrick Harris. Just brace yourself
Neil
for that scene because
The fact
mentally,
that Neil Patrick Harris is in this movie.
oh,
He's a good actor.
he's so
Okay.
good in it.
Okay.
He's so good.
You
It
can
is
tell he's gay.
Okay. Now we have
not a shame for me.
Kill the Messenger. Kill the
Uh,
Messenger.
That was the what's his name? Help me. The new Jason Bourne.
Oh, Hawkeye.
Yeah, Cutie McGee. What's his name?
No, Hawkeye.
Yeah, Cutie McGee.
You
Yep.
What's his name? The guy who's
Australian
Hawkeye.
dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeremy
we all-
Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
Woo!
Yes.
Pull that out my
Hey.
ass. Yeah.
Okay.
He was the guy who like tattles on the CIA for cocaine as a news reporter.
As for cocaine.
Yeah, the CIA.
So like
is
cocaine comes up to him, it's like, you got a title on the CIA. He's like, I've been doing too much cocaine. It's talking to me now.
Yep.
Okay. And then we have Dracula Unchained.
Dracula was okay.
Okay.
It was the exact movie that you give it a 5 out of 10. You give it a it was okay.
So
it's middle of the road.
How is Tyrion Lannister?
He was the only redeeming. Well, Luke Evans was good, but he was definitely the
Charles
best part
Dance
of the movie.
was like he was the
Yeah,
most.
Charles Dance was the best part because
he was the most actor.
The sequel would be way better.
Okay.
That's how much.
Well, I really. Yeah.
I know.
Okay, we have Fury, which has.
The Fury.
Well, I don't know why Shia LaBeouf's in this one. He's not famous anymore. So
The thing is, Shia LaBeouf was one of the best actors in the entire movie.
well, he is a good actor. I will say that. But you know, he kind of went crazy for a bit.
Yes. In
Yeah.
fact, on the set of Fury, he went.
He went
crazy.
furious.
Yeah. He. I think they were staying.
I
in a
just
hotel
wanted
and
to
he, like,
have
flipped
Samuel
the
L.
room service.
Jackson. You know,
Oh.
and Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Does the Allied army look like a bitch?
Hitler's just like, yeah.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Fire.
It was pretty good.
And then we have Birdman. Or,
Did you see it?
I believe Birdman had a subtitle too. It was Birdman or the something like the unexpected virtue of ignorance.
Yes, the
Yes.
unexpected virtue of ignorance.
Yes. So I didn't get a chance to see it because it was one of those huge released ones.
It
It was
was-
at the Palme d'Or for a long time.
Yeah, that's
but-
where I saw it, and it was good.
Okay.
What's her name that was in it? Who I usually dislike, the redhead who's
Everyone
loves.
Emma
Watson.
Stone. Yeah.
Emma Stone. Everyone
Emma
loves Emma
Watson.
Stone. Yeah.
Yes, it was Hermione was in it. Yeah.
I dislike Emma Stone from every movie I've ever seen her in. I've never gotten the hype, but
So
this movie,
you
she
were
was
cheering when she
fantastic.
died as Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But she was really good in Birdman.
Yay! And everyone just like staring at you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good, you deserved it.
and then we have Keanu's return to action movies.
Dude. Oh.
Apparently, you enjoyed John Wick.
Oh, everyone.
Okay.
Everyone enjoyed John Wick. If you haven't seen John Wick,
I have not seen John Wick.
That's
I
another
have
one
not
of
seen a
those-
lot of movies.
It
This
was
might as
so
well
good.
be the Cliff hasn't seen it podcast. Okay. Yeah, when we have about 10 minutes till dinner, so we gotta get going.
no problem, no problem.
But we have the best movie of this year, in my opinion,
Okay.
Nightcrawler.
Gonna have to agree with you there.
Yeah, it's just like the perfection in a movie. It's one of those movies where the bad guy doesn't get punished at the end.
And you love it.
It's reality. It's like as close to reality as you're going to get.
It's weird because there's not a lot to say.
Yeah,
When you see it, it's really good.
And you don't want to give away any of the plot.
Oh, yeah,
you
nothing.
just,
Yeah.
just see this movie.
It's
See this movie.
Best of
And
the
when
year.
it comes out on DVD, buy it. If it comes out on Blu-ray, buy it. Any digital distribution, just buy it.
I'm probably going to torrent it because it was really good.
You shouldn't do that.
We
I
do
just
not
wanna-
condone torrenting.
I do not condone torrenting. Or Torrance, California.
Free the Pirate Bay. Hashtag free TPB.
Okay. Free the trade paperbacks. I also do not. I do not support Torrance, California. I don't support torrential rainfall.
He's still okay with views and kick-ass torrents.
No.
But wipe those from your memory.
BT Junkie.
Bring it on.
Okay, and then so we go into November. Interstellar.
Loved Interstellar.
All right.
All right. People didn't like the Hathaways in it? I liked her.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, people didn't like her in it. I thought she was good.
So did he go like, one thing I like about wormholes, universe keeps getting older. I keep staying the same age.
Holy crap! That was
I
good.
try to come up with a reference for everything. Okay, Big Hero 6 I heard was great. I have not seen it. This is like, might as well just be the night Cliff hasn't seen a cast.
Everyone loves it. I don't
Yeah,
like it.
My wife loved it.
I didn't like
Hey,
it.
you didn't like it?
I felt like it was way too shallow, even
It was
for a
too
kids
Disney.
movie. No, not even Disney. It was just
Okay.
as in a movie, like there was no thickness to the plot. It
Well-
was just like then they're doing this, then they're doing, and there was never any emotional capacity.
Okay, well, it is.
Personally.
It was a kids movie, so there's
Yeah.
that. Foxcatcher, which I heard was phenomenal.
was good.
Steve Carell becomes another person, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Channing Tatum really steals the show in certain scenes, but Steve Carell was the best actor overall.
So it's going to be a fight between Jake Gyllenhaal and Steve Carell for Best Actor.
Yes, and
Okay.
in terms of acting, Steve Carell would take it, but Jake Gyllenhaal deserves it.
Well, because he did this he's always been Mr. Pretty Boy, and he turned into this Taxi Driver style.
Yeah, he was so
Yeah.
gaunt too. God, he
Yeah.
was so skinny. It was creepy.
And we have the movie Hunger Games Mockingjay. I only have one word to say about it.
It was not good.
Yeah. Anyway.
It was snory.
Yeah, well, and to each their own. I enjoyed it, but I also enjoy the series, so there's that. Penguins of Madagascar,
Loved it.
yes, with
Puntastic.
Benedict Cumberbatch,
Oh, so good.
yes.
All of it was great.
Another Benedict Cumberbatch movie, The Imitation Game.
I
which-
would recommend seeing that. It's not
Okay.
great, but it's good.
It's not great. Well, it is talking about a real story. Alan
Yes,
Turing.
Alan
all
Turing.
that.
It gives him his respect.
Yeah, well, that's good. We have another one of the terrible movies, Exodus, Gods and Kings.
Don't see it. Don't even look at it. Ridley Scott should be burned on the stake for it.
So basically, Ridley Scott took a Bible. And he's like, yeah, I could do better than this.
Yep. he saw it as a script and then he burned it. Like, it was so bad.
Okay, Hobbit. I have not seen Hobbit. I know my wife probably wants to go see Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies.
You know what? Just to keep it short and simple, see The Hobbit. I loved it. People say it went on too long. It didn't go on too long. It was good.
Okay, well, the entire series went on too long.
Yeah.
The Gambler.
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, I
being
thought Kenny
the
Rogers.
gambler. No. Yeah. No, he.
You gotta know it.
Oh my God! People were doing that in the theater non-stop. We were like, "Oh, you're funny."
You never count your Wahlbergs while you're sitting at the.
I would see it, however, I wouldn't go on my way to see it.
Yeah, okay.
It's good. It's just not great.
And then the movie that almost created nuclear war, The Interview.
I gotta say, okay, here's what The Interview is. It's like almost as good as This Is the End, but the problem is you don't have as much of a cast to enjoy, so it becomes stale after about an hour and a half because it's just
And I
Rogen
hear there's
and
a
Franco.
lot of racist jokes.
Yeah, and it's very off the cuff jokes where it's like, this isn't even that funny. Like, why are you making this joke, man? But you're
So-
supposed to laugh. Franco tried too hard.
So James Franco and
buttload today though.
Mm.
But
James Franco and
Rogan.
Rogan, same but different. And so that is going to be us for this week in this installment. We've talked about our favorite movies and real quick, movie that you want to see next year.
Do I have to choose just one?
Most excited.
Jurassic World.
Okay.
Jurassic World.
I'm gonna go Age of Ultron.
But there's Dragon Ball Z too.
No.
And there's also-
Dragon Ball Z has been ruined several times.
No, they're good.
The live action.
There's new Star Wars. No, not new live action, new animated Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, I'm down with new animated.
Yeah.
But you know what I say? Friends don't let friends start Dragon Ball Z. It's just too long.
Don't listen to this
Too-
series ever.
too
It's
long.
so good. No, it's
Too
good.
long.
It's only 300 episodes.
It's only 300. Only 300 episodes. I mean,
One Piece
you,
is
you got a
600.
spare decade, just do it. Okay. So until next time, this has been Cliff,
This has been Doug.
and always bang Word Your Comics.
Woo!